Hi, good morning. Happy Friday. It is Friday. Yay! I had a great devotional this morning that I wanted to share with you guys, and it was about when Jesus, after he went to the cross, and then he came back to earth to say, hey, look what happened. I conquered the death, and you guys have a chance now to be free from the wages of sin, which is death, and eternal death, which means dead. You know, you're really dead. There's no coming back from that dead. We now, through Jesus, have the opportunity to accept him and walk with eternal life. That means when we die, we go to heaven. Sorry about that. And I think that's just exciting. I think that's very exciting to know that I have a God that loved me so much that he endured the cross for me, a sinner that did not deserve it. I didn't deserve it at all. And none of us do. None of us deserved what he went through. He went through so much for us because he loved us. And this is the thing. You know, you can be a Christian here on earth. Yes, and I'm a Christian here on earth. But does that say we're going to have a perfect life? No. Our life is still going to be chaotic. Our life is still going to have rough times. We're still going to have good times. We're still going to have great times. But we are rest assured that Jesus is walking with us through the hard times. The hard times with our son, well, we know that Jesus has been right there with us, helping us and guiding us and giving us peace to know that he has that peace that passes all understanding, and that it keeps our hearts and mind focused on him and knows that he is going to be the one that takes care of us. It's not us. We can't take care of ourselves. We think we can, but we can't. And God places people in our life that walk with us. And it's up to us to realize that and accept that. You know, it may not be the perfect person, the perfect spouse that you think would be the perfect spouse, because it may be somebody totally opposite. My husband and I are so totally opposite. You know, I would never put us together, but God did. He took me 900 miles to meet him when I was 17. I met him when I was 18 years old, and we've been together ever since. And yes, it's been hard, and no, I would never change it. It's been hard. You know, he had a lot of things that he had to overcome. I had a lot of things that I have overcome, and I mean, it was a struggle. You know, we did separate one time, but then I had to realize, and I had a long talk with my dad, and I love my dad for it, but him and I had a long talk one afternoon out by the pool. Was at my parents' house, and we were sitting there watching Dusty play in the water, and my sister was there watching Dusty while I was able to talk to Dad. And I asked him, I said, Dad, how do I know what to do? Because I didn't really know what to do. I still loved him. I loved Johnny, but I didn't love the situation that we were in. And he's like, nobody can make that decision but you. You have to make the decision if that's the person you want to spend your life with. And he told me, he said, your mom can't make it, I can't make it, that is you. You have to decide within yourself, and don't let your friends or don't let your family choose who you spend the rest of your life with. You make the choice, and you spend the rest of your life with that person. And he said, when you go back with the intentions to go back for the rest of your life, and don't change your mind. He said, you make sure that when you get in that car and you go back to Louisiana, that's what you want for the rest of your life. And you know, I thought about that, and I thought about that all through the night. And my dad was kind of sickly there towards that time, and he was sitting up in the living room. I said, Dad, can you wake me up at 5 in the morning? He's like, yep. He said, you're going back, aren't you? And I said, yep. So I packed my clothes, and I didn't have very many clothes there. I packed mine and the kids' clothes, threw them in the car, and I left at 5 in the morning. I didn't even tell my mom goodbye. I told my dad goodbye, and I told him thank you. I said, thank you for helping me make my decision, and to make the right decision for me. Not what everybody else wanted me to make, but what I wanted to make for myself. and for putting it on me to make that decision, and I did. And granted to say, Johnny and I have been married 35 years. This May marks 35 years.
Yeah.
This coming May will be 36 years, and I don't regret one bit. It's been hard. You know, it has been very, very hard, but I can say this. You know what? I brought Jesus into our marriage, and it gets dark at times. I get depressed about things. I get heartbroken over things. But I know my husband is right there with me. Even though we don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, you know, we still are together, and we share our lives together, and the best is yet to come. We are really making strides towards being what we want to be as a couple. And that, you know, that's one of the things that Jesus does. He puts people in our lives. He puts friends in our lives. My friend Ruth, my husband doesn't like her. He's like, oh, she's a Boudreaux. And I'm like, no, she's not. She's Ruth. You know, and it was a long feud. It's a story within itself. Ruth, I love you. You know that. And, you know, she doesn't like him either, because she sees how he's treated me some over the years, and she didn't like it. But, and we are just as opposite as we could be too, but we've had such a great friendship.